a self-deprecating empire. Have you ever wondered why the British Empire was created? Some say it was the result of the British searching the world for better food and ingredients, because their own was so terrible. Of course, that's a joke originally told by American author Margaret Halsey. But even Winston Churchill once famously said, "The British supply the world with a variety of food, without cooking it." There is an endless amount of self-deprecating humor from prominent British figures regarding their own cuisine. It is often joked that even a McDonald's hamburger tastes worse when a British person makes it. Despite following the same fast food recipe, the reputation of British food is notoriously bad. You might point to world-famous chefs like Gordon Ramsay or Jamie Oliver as counterexamples, but remember, Gordon Ramsay is an expert in French cuisine, and Jamie Oliver specializes in Italian food. They didn't build their fame on traditional British dishes. Usually, as a nation becomes a superpower, its cuisine evolves. We see this in Italy, France, and China. So why did Britain walk such a different path? Environmental constraints. To develop a rich culinary culture, you need a variety of ingredients. However, Britain suffers from constant rain, low sunlight, and cold temperatures, making large-scale agriculture difficult. They had fewer than 10 types of vegetables, and the quality of their wheat was poor, leading to tasteless bread. Unlike Japan, another island nation, Britain historically didn't even like seafood that much. Their diet was limited to mackerel, herring, salmon, bream, and flatfish. Even expensive lobsters were once considered peasant food or rations for prisoners. The rough North Sea also made fishing dangerous and difficult with old shipbuilding technology. Instead, Britain focused on livestock because of its abundant grasslands. Curiously, this actually hindered culinary diversity. In France, the aristocracy enjoyed fine dining as a status symbol. In Britain, the nobles were satisfied just eating plain beef. Because meat was so plentiful, they only ate the prime cuts, ignoring the offal, bones, or organs that usually lead to the creation of complex soups and stews. Foreigners mocked them, calling them beefeaters. Even the famous lover Casanova once remarked that he couldn't believe what the British people were willing to eat. The Dark Age of Puritanism. Social and religious factors also played a huge role. In the 19th century, during the Victorian era, child-rearing manuals actually suggested that feeding children dried bread and potatoes was sufficient. John Wesley, the founder of Methodism, taught that children were inherently evil and shouldn't be given good food to suppress their sinful nature. If you grow up never tasting good food, you become insensitive to taste as an adult. The most decisive blow, however, came from the Puritan Revolution in the 17th century. Oliver Cromwell led a fundamentalist Christian movement that valued asceticism. Theaters, pubs, and circuses were closed as sinful pleasures. Food was included in this. Seeking pleasure through taste was considered a sin, and chefs were treated almost like criminals. This created a dark age for British culinary culture, a trait shared by other Protestant nations like Germany and the Netherlands. The Industrial Revolution, the final blow. The 18th century Industrial Revolution was the final nail in the coffin. Following the plague in the 17th century, labor became scarce and farming became expensive. Landowners switched from crops to sheep. Farming the enclosure movement, displacing farmers who flocked to cities as low-wage laborers. These workers worked 15 hours a day and had no time to cook. Most lived in tenements without kitchens, and even if they had one, they couldn't afford firewood. Harsh laws even made it a hanging offense to take wood from parks. Consequently, traditional home-cooked meals vanished, replaced by food that was fast, cheap, and easy to eat. The rise of fish and chips. What did these workers eat to survive? Fish and chips. This high-calorie, portable meal was the perfect fuel for the industrial workforce. Fried fish was introduced to London by Jewish immigrants, while fried potatoes chips originated in the industrial North. In the mid-19th century, these two met to create the national dish. With the invention of steam trawlers and the expansion of railways, fresh fish became cheap and available to everyone. Religion also helped spread fish and chips. In the 16th century, eating meat on Friday, the day of Christ's crucifixion, could be a capital offense. This led to a long-standing tradition of eating fish on Fridays. Even today, 20% of all takeaway food sold in Britain on Fridays is fish and chips. George Orwell once said that fish and chips prevented revolution in Britain because it provided the satiety needed to endure oppressive labor. and the hardships of 2 world wars. It is truly the soul food of the British people, famously served even at the wedding receptions of stars like Wayne Rooney and Kate Winslet. The modern era, a global hub with no local identity. So if you go to Britain today, is everything still bad? Not at all. British traditional food might be lacking, but Britain is a paradise for foodies. As the empire grew, they imported the best cuisines from their colonies. While it's hard to find a traditional British restaurant, you can find world-class Indian, Thai, Chinese, and Italian food on every corner. Ironically, this global variety caused traditional British cooking to go extinct. Local chefs couldn't compete with the cheap, delicious foreign options that flooded the market. And that is the final reason why, while you can find amazing food in Britain, British food itself remains the butt of the joke.